Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done.
Hey, what's going on, people? It's me, the Ninja Fury here. Time for another exciting episode of the One Piece Greatness episode. What was it? 836? I believe so. Yeah, 836. Episode 836 review. First of all, before I actually begin, so this is based on the mama herself, Big Mamu. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait. Oh yeah, I need you for Monkey D. Luffy right here, and Chopper 2 has a message. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all of you guys, to anyone who is a mother out there, or just peoples with mothers. You know, just a very happy Mother's Day to anybody right now who is out there, you know, just celebrating the one person who gave you birth in your life, and you know, you should just be definitely proud of it. However, you wouldn't be so lucky if you were actually part of the Big Mom Pirates, though. Just luckily you weren't part of that crazy psychotic family, because honestly, yeah, just be grateful for that. So when it comes to this particular topic of Mother's Day, what better off to have an episode review of One Piece with the Big Mom flashback. So the Big Mom flashback finally starts, and I gotta say, when it comes to Toei and the way they did this flashback, they handled it quite well, man. I definitely love the way they handled the flashback here. So basically what happens in this flashback is very simple. Big Mom was abandoned when she was a child because they couldn't really handle. The reason why is because, like, she's out of control for her own good. Like, you know, they experience it firsthand. And it turns out it looks like it's the same thing when it comes to actually when, you know, Mother Carmel pretty much took her in. So what happened is they left her on their island, you know, for that long. And, you know, while that's going on, we had this whole thing in the new world, in the giant world of Elbaf, because that's where she was. She was somewhere a little bit further off that island of Elbaf. And Mother Carmel, you know, finally started her home, you know, around that time, where she became this whole so-called Lord and Savior of, like, everyone, like a holy nun, Mother Teresa sort of like character. So basically, she's there and she saves, like, you know, these giants from being executed for, you know, what was happening. You know, they thinking that, oh, you know, they're giants, you know, we got to kill them because they're committing crimes, they're hurting a lot of people. But in reality, that's not the case, because, like, look, if we capture these giants and execute them now, you know, these other giants are going to start a war and they're going to kill us all. So it's better out just to let them go and be free. Like, they didn't really do that much harm. So that was going on when it comes to Mother Carmel, when it comes to this savior figure of woman. So then after that, you know, years later, she opened up an orphanage, and she pretty much wants to have, for pretty much anyone who's any kind of race, it doesn't matter if you're a sea creature, a human, anything under the sun, really, you know, as long as you're basically just, you know, well, pretty much no matter what you are, it's just pretty much for you. If you have been abandoned somewhere and not loved or cared for, then this is the right place to come to. So we got introduced, you know, to the children, everybody else. Big Mom was really excited. You know, she was really hungry. She wanted to eat all the sweets. And of course, you know, the kids were delightful to have a new member. You know, she was, you know, getting along just fine. You know, everything, you know, went smoothly well. Until one day we find Big Mom, and she finds this wolf and a bear. Now, this was coolly animated. I like the way Toei detailed animated this part when it comes to the bear and the wolf. I'm like, whoa. I mean, what do you think was going to happen otherwise? You know, Big Mom. That was kind of a really huge mistake right there. She basically puts the wolf and the bear, like, together in a cage because they were fighting, and what she really wanted to do was not want them to fight. She wanted them to get along, because that's what Mother Carmel would attend to for anybody who's anybody to get along. But what happened is that, of course, part of nature, the bear ate the wolf. So what happened? Big Mom, to try to actually hit him, she actually she actually tried to, calm him down like a bit. What happened is that, I only hit, he only hit the bear once.
Holy Jesus.
That's insane, isn't it? So just what punch? Like, oh my god. Like, literally, yeah. Like, she didn't really mean to. She was just trying to give her like a simple hit, like, no, like, that's not good. Don't do that. That's very, very bad. You can't do that. But instead, she didn't realize it, and he's dead.
What is that?
Like, it's crazy. Like, when it comes to, and it's like, it's insane. So what happens is that we see that happening. He's like, ugh. And then, like, she's like, whoa. Like, she gets completely shot to best. So she's like, wait a minute. Maybe we can just calm her down. And basically, yeah. Like, she's pretty much, like, doing this. So in other words, she doesn't try to cause any more havoc. So what happens is, so we find Big Mom. And she's just like, or Linlin as she's calling the flashback. And then she's like, all right, look, why don't we just, just take it easy a bit. Like, it's okay. Like, that's what they basically do, or whatever. So basically, so it's like, it's okay. Like, it's all right. So then, so wow. So you could tell she was just like panicking, like right off the bat. So right after that happening, we see the same thing happening with certain kids, where she's kind of like trying to help them out, and basically. Like, we see them, like, she's, like, playing, like, with the little fishman. And then what happens is, like, no, you can't do that. Like, they're, like, feral creatures. And, I mean, obviously, she didn't really know this. I mean, it's not really technically her fault or anything like that. It's not really her fault. You know what I mean? It's not her fault. She's just, she doesn't know any better. But in reality, she's really hurting the kids deep down with her massive strength. And because of that, the kids become completely scared shitless. They're like, okay, look, we can't hang out with her no more. Like, this is actually kind of scaring me now. Like, what if we actually get killed by accident? So what happens is that, all of a sudden this has been going on as a mere coincidence. So since she was that much out of control with the amount of sweets and whatnot, what happens is that once that actually happened, okay, so when that happened, sorry, hold on. When that happened, she actually got sent to Elbaf because of her ridiculous strength. So Mother Carmel pretty much told them exactly what was going on. So she got sent to Elbaf. And then we also got this little background history of what was going on, that they were talking about the fight between Brogy and Groggy. Of course, we've already knew that from like eons ago in the world of One Piece. We've already knew this, but Toei loves to give us that little back history track of what happened. But whatever, though, this was good because it does bring back the nostalginess of way a long time ago in the world of One Piece and the Grand Line, where we have the two giants that are actually fighting each other. Of course, we have that going on. The fight that went on for eons and eons and eons and eons. I don't need to go any further. So what happens is, while that's going on, we know about the other giants that were waiting, etc. Like, we had that. We had the other giants, that were there, from CP9. We already knew about that. So we need to know about the backstory. And we also got to see young Hadouken when he was little. That was actually pretty cool. So, basically, so that was actually pretty cool. We got to see that. But, the one day, there was some kind of, like, harvesting kind of thing, or some kind of ritual that happens, like usually like during the winter time, where they can't really get a source amount of food. And she loved, like, okay, remember when Jinbei pretty much stopped Big Mom with the one lovable tree that pretty much that that he loved that much? Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I had to do it because I don't know if you guys heard that noise too in the background. I don't know. I mean, I might have to play it back later on if you guys heard like a noise like in the background. I don't know who the hell that was. Like, who the hell did that? Like, that was weird. But whatever. Just moving on from there. So what happens is that which was the snack that calmed down Big Mom. If you remember back when Jinbei went there when Big Mom was making a rampage, he gave her the snack of the sembla, which is like this like I guess it's like a. The hell is it? It's basically like what are they called? Cream puffs. They're kind of like cream puffs, in a way, sort of, kind of, and they're called semlas. So basically what it is that it was Big Mom's snack, and she absolutely loved to eat it. But then during this time of the feasting, I think it was called, or something like that, it was like some ritual which, you know, you have to, you know, the winter is really hard to get some food and supplies or anything to make anything possible. So basically, you know, they have to do it to actually wait until the days of that time were over to actually get more food. And Lin was absolutely starving. It looks like she kind of lost a little bit of weight, but not that much. She didn't change that much. And then the unthinkable happened. We see Big Mom's arms, and they're like mutating, and it's like they're becoming more monstrous. And what happens is that Big Mom goes on a rampage and unleashes her hockey out into the world, and then the entire ability of Albaf gone. I'm like, oh my god. And when I look at this, it reminds me, if you ever read the manga Toriko, this reminds me a lot of Neo. You know, like absolute appetite, zero emotion, just nothing but eat and eat and eat. So that's basically what I was thinking of, especially when I first read it the first time last year in the manga. So right there off the bat, you know, we see, you know, her like with her unleash of her hockey, like just completely decimated the entirety or mostly of Albaf was gone. It was gone. Like really, like everything was gone. Like we see the entirety of like most of it gone, and then it's like, oh man, and then like we see these other the very old senior Viking dudes, and they're about to execute it, and then all of a sudden Mother Caramel is about to pretty much stop them from actually doing it. But then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? No, you can't stop us from doing it. Linden's power is just too out of control. And then, as soon as they're about to execute her, we see her eyes glow at the very end of the episode, with her eyes glowing red, mouth wide open, like a freaking beast. And that's where the episode actually ends up. And judging it from the preview, we're going to see a lot more of the true power of Mother Caramel. So we're going to see her actual true ability come to life for the next episode of the One Piece anime. So that's basically it when it comes to this episode. Overall, when it comes to the flashback, it seems that Toei did a very amazing job. Now, when it comes to flashbacks, it depends how well Toei actually animates them. And I gotta say, out of all the flashbacks, when it comes to Big Moms, they did a really, really outstanding job with this. Like, oh man, it really gets to show you why she's become like she is today. But we also get to learn the big mystery of the Tea Party and everything else that's been going on. Or it's the so-called Tea Party when they mention in the next episode's preview. What that could be, I'm not so... Well, I already know what it is. But for the anime viewers, what do you guys think of this, though? Definitely when it comes to this flashback, this was a very, very disturbing turn of events indeed. Granted, it was sweet in certain moments, and you do feel bad a little bit for Big Mom, but at the same time, it's like, oh boy. So I'm going to give this episode a solid, clean 5 out of 5. Animation was actually very solid for this episode, and the one scene they did right where the entirety of Albaf was destroyed was done beautifully. It was done very well done. Excellent job, Toei. You were on a roll with the whole Cake Island arc. Definitely. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Definitely a very outstanding episode of One Piece this week. Definitely cannot wait for the next one as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of One Piece episode 836. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, click on that bell to join the squad. Follow my social media plugins, gamer tags as well. Also, if you haven't already, please join the Plus Ultra Discord. If you haven't already, join it down below so you can chat, talk, and basically do anything else, you know, under the sun, whatever category fits your need. Until then, peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and God Eneru. Sky's the limit. Anime manga fans, keep supporting me, read what you watch. For the manga folks too, I'll see you guys during this week for the latest chapter, live reaction / review. So